Hi everyone, it's Coach Amaka yet again, a healing and transformation coach. Let's talk abuse. What is abuse? What do you consider to be abuse? Sometimes the culture where I come from, and especially the country where I was born and raised, which is Nigeria. Hey, Nigerians. We tend to think that abuse is insulting somebody, being rude, being disrespectful, being maybe neglectful or looking down on someone. But that is really not what abuse is. Yes, abuse can also translate to be that in certain respects and situations. But we're talking in this conversation, in this narrative, what I am trying to explain is what constitutes to be abuse when you're in a relationship with someone who should have a duty of care towards you. The person who has a duty of care can be your parent, can be your partner, your romantic partner, your spouse, boyfriend, fiance, your baby's father, or your baby's mother. Abuse comes in different forms, many different forms. Some people are going through abuse without even realizing. Some people consider one major fallout to become abusive or to be counted as abuse without realizing that this fallout was even possible because you have been in an abusive relationship. So abuse can begin by or can begin by isolation, can look like isolation. Isolating you from your friends, your relations, choosing your friends, trying to gaslight, blackmail, emotionally manipulate you when it comes to issues relating to your friends, your friendships, your association, your family. When you are in a relationship or in a marriage where your friends are being chosen for you, your friends are being criticized, your relationships outside of the marriage is being monitored, you're in an abusive marriage. A lot more people experience isolation in the form of choosing and deciding what you do with your time. So when your partner believes that they have the burden of choosing what you do, it has to be their decision, whether you go to school or you don't go to school. And that can mean you are trying to go back to school, or you're trying to maybe join a trade, you want to change your career path, or you want to take a professional training or course that will better your chances in your career path. And they are talking you out of it for no justifiable reason. You know in your heart that you want to do this, and you believe that it would help you in getting better at knowledge levels, or scaling higher within your scope of reach and scope of consideration when it comes to the skills and knowledge specifics to the career, to the profession. And you believe that this would aid your chances, this would better your opportunity, this will advance even your knowledge profile. And someone is talking you out of it, all because you tend to share everything with them. You tend to, like, especially when you have a decent need for their support. Say you have a little child, or you have little children who are either school age or daycare age, crèche, and you need someone to step in, either to drop them off, to pick them up, or you have a child who happens to require a lot of medical attention, or medication or supervision, because there are some kids who are either special needs or they're still very tender. You cannot have them by themselves. Someone has to supervise them. Someone has to be there to be responsible for them at all time. And you needed this person to step in or to take over from you so you can attend to this course. And they're talking you out of it, and they're telling you, oh, the timeline is not right. The timeline does just not align with what they are doing at the moment for themselves, or they'll give you excuses using their own job, even though they can take permission from their work to help with supporting your own temporary tasks, temporary obligation. And they would not do it because they don't want to feel like they have to move their feet to accommodate your need. That is abuse. Yes, that's abuse. That is manipulation. And that is neglect. And no one should have to endure that. And I'm not asking you to leave that person or that relationship or that communion or that marriage, but I'm asking you to address it. That is actually abuse. Another form of abuse is talking down on this person or your partner, canceling your partner, not giving them their due credits. They do well, you don't give them the credit. You just want to give them a backhanded compliment by telling them, oh, why should you be excessively excited about something like this or happy? After all, your sister did better, or my sister did better, or your friend did better, or somebody else did, or you personally did a million things during the same time frame or within the same scope of interest. That is abuse. Capiche? Another form of abuse is neglect. This person is never offering nor accepting a plea to support you, no matter what it is. You are not feeling well, you're expected to still do the school run. You're not feeling well, you're expected to get up, go to the market and make some sales, or go to your job, or drive as opposed to being driven to work. You're not feeling well, this person is not helping to pick up your slack, they're not changing the kids' diapers, they're not keeping the kids quiet and away from you so you can take a nap and feel better. They are not offering to go to the pharmacy, to run to the pharmacy to get your medication. They're not offering to pay for the medication. They're not offering to take you to the hospital. They don't, like, they so trivialize what you're going through, your experience, or your moment of sickness in such a way that it's not enough to bring you to the hospital. It's not enough to, to be seen by the doctor. It's not that serious. Pretty much, it's not that serious. You can suck it up, be a man about it, and stop bitching about it, and clean up the mess, clean up the house, do the laundry, do the dishes, and do the dinner, make the dinner, the lunch, breakfast, call the school and take permission for your child. Do everything that you normally would do, or even expected to go to work. Listen, we need that paycheck by the end of the month. We can't afford not to have that money complete. You have to go clock in. Pretend to be okay. Work it until. That's what abuse looks like. Something else that's an abuse? Something else that's abuse is denigrating you when people are around. Say you're around your friends, your family, can even be the girl's family or whoever is being abused, their family. And your partner is not applying filter when he talks. He's not filtering what he says, how he says them. he's not paying attention or paying a mind to who is around and how they may understand and how they may process or receive what is being said or what is being talked about. They are just calling you out on your, say, your BS. If there's something that you don't understand very well, they might start joking around about those things. Oh, did you know that XYZ, she doesn't even understand how to, she doesn't even know that when the lights go out, it might just be a flicker, it might just be a glitch. You know, they actually don't understand the internet, or they don't understand social media, or they believe everything that they hear on social media, or they like to post, they overpost on social media, all only because they don't share the same ideologies, philosophies, or the same sentiment with you. They are not, you know, of the same school of thoughts. And they want to put you down. They want to remind people how that you are different, and basically that you're low life, you know, that they are higher life than you are. It's not the right time. Yes, the joke might be accurate, but not appropriate in the scope of things in that moment. Okay? That's abuse. What else is abuse? You get into an argument with somebody. It might even be a disagreement over the price of an item, or a disagreement over the price that you're asked to be paid for something, either something that you're selling or something that you're about to buy, a service that you offer, and there's an argument. I have personally experienced this particular item, you know, this particular case in point. You know, one time I offered a service, and I, you know, got my due pay. And then this individual, my customer, comes back and they have an argument about something, right? And my ex was there, and I wasn't expecting that he would say anything. You know, I didn't think that the conversation would interest him so much to want to say something. If anything, I expected that he should just like sit there and be the witness, like bear witness for both of us, and have us hash our business deals out, right? Instead, he immediately took sides with the person, with my customer. And he's going about, oh, how that I didn't do it right, they were right, and this and the other. You know what? I would more than likely appreciate that he told me that outside of that person being there and watching him, like, puts me down. Because again, you should be my person. Obviously, you're not. You should be my person. You should, even if you're agreeing with the other party, what you could have done was to take a deep breath, use your eyes to communicate your perception or perspective to me. And if I'm not catching it in that moment, you just wait it out. Let us hash it out the way we understand it, and then talk to me about it later. It won't cost me more than, and it will cost me more than just a phone call. Call this person and say, hey, you know what? You're right. I think I'm ready to meet in the middle, or I think I'm ready to make it right by you, right? Because mind you, this is a post-business venture. It's more of a feedback nature type of argument. And I personally felt really put down when my ex did that. And it was one of the things that I actually still recall about the level of abuse that I endured. You know, stuff like that. And it's not just the one time. He also would do it in various situations where I needed to be supported. He needed to stand up for me. He needed to be my person in that moment. But instead, he would choose to put me down. These and more are things that constitute abuse. If you have experienced this nature of things, or this type of engagement, communication, conversation, argument, sentiment, experience in your relationship. Understand that you're not well regarded. Understand that you're being abused. Understand that you're being neglected. Understand that you are being denigrated. You're being disrespected. And you don't deserve that. And I understand that you may not consider yourself much big of a deal. You may not consider yourself that much important. You may not consider yourself that consequential. You may consider yourself, perhaps you consider yourself to be inadequate and be deserving of all kinds of treatment, be deserving of all kinds of letdown and disrespect and disregard. But that is not a fact. It just means that you are suffering from a low self-worth and low self-esteem, and you're vibrating very low. In a lot of cases, being in a bad relationship for a long time, a long period of time, where you're being put down, actually makes you to start having insecurities, personal insecurities, and you start looking down on yourself, and you start believing that you don't deserve any better. And the moment you begin to believe you don't deserve any better, that's when you let things slide. And I'm not saying you should fight somebody or do whatever, but you should stand up for yourself. You should advocate for yourself. You should speak up. You should call call the person out on a good time, early in the morning, middle of the night, whatever. I did all of that. It didn't work out, but okay. And if you try all that and it doesn't work out, just take your walk. Love that person enough to let them go. Love yourself enough to take a leave. And this goes both ways. Being in an abusive relationship or abusive marriage or abusive long-term, partnership, it builds and creates a lot of resentment. And what you might not understand is that it also puts you in a very negative spot. It makes you to stress out a lot. It makes you to fall ill a lot. It makes you to develop all kinds of ailments. Your organs begins to get attacked by sicknesses. It makes you to be too silent over your issues. So it puts you in that silent culture to a point where you begin to fall ill over a pent up aggression that you never had to communicate. You're afraid to communicate that because once you communicate it, you're going to blow up, of course, because there's a pent up anger. So you're going to blow up. You will blow up in the wrong time, at the wrong moment, for the wrong reasons, and then you're going to get blamed for blowing off like that. You're going to get blamed for being the aggressor. You're going to get blamed for using the wrong words or the wrong tone or the wrong timing or picking the wrong timing or even messing things up. You might even do it on a very important day that everybody wants to just enjoy the moment and be joyful and be in that celebration mood. But guess what? You're not doing okay. And a happy wife is a happy life, or a happy husband is a happy life, whatever. And the next thing you're going to do is you ruin it for everybody. You will get blamed because now you are considered a toxic person. You're considered the person who never reads the room. You're called the person who always likes to call attention to themselves. You're called the person who is never putting their mouth, putting their hand to themselves. They cause chaos. They stir up the pot. They do all kinds of crazy stuff, or they create a stunt, or you know what I mean. They want to gaslight or blackmail or, all of that jazz, right? And it's not the right thing. It's not the right way and not the right approach. It's not a must that you're going to be with one person or, in one business deal or one sad dead end relationship or marriage. It's not a must that you be with that person for the rest of your life. You might have children together. These children actually deserve love. They deserve a sane, healthy, emotionally stable parent. If you are the one who can get there, who can reach that level of emotional stability, take a walk and provide that to your children. Serve your children with emotional stability, with emotional strength, with emotional wellness. Serve that to your children. They will never forget. Your children are as strong as your strongest self emotionally. Your children are emotionally and psychologically strong as your strongest best self. And your strongest best self is emotional strength, emotional stability, emotional confidence, clarity, living for your purpose, living for you, living for the good of your children. If you really do care about your children, you will not be a broken, distraught, sad, and emotionally drained parent. You would not be. You would not even allow yourself to get to that level to where you need help, to where you need someone to rescue you, literally, to where you can no longer, like you really desire to be rescued. You want to help yourself, but you do not have like the will or the physical will to actually remove yourself from that situation and start working on what needs to be worked on. Start piecing your wound together, healing your wound, piecing your broken pieces together, trying to gain clarity, trying to take full accountability for whatever it is. You can take full accountability. You get it? Your children need you to be emotionally stable. You may be financially unstable. Your children don't really see that, because the thing is, even in a family, I have seen a family, not one, many, where financial stability was never the problem, had never been the problem. They've always been financially stable, but the children, they observe, they see their parents being emotionally distraught, being emotionally drained, being emotionally broken. And despite the fact that they have the economic wherewithal, they have the home, they have the food, they have, similarly everything. But the truth is, when they continually see their parents broken, toxic, engaging in a toxic situation and engagement, like toxic combative lifestyle and communication pattern and a relationship pattern, and especially like all kinds of things. Some parents might even be serving each other with silent treatment. Some would be fighting and cussing each other out and all of that. And sometimes Nigerians think when you cuss each other out, that's abuse. That's not abuse. That's actually that's actually like speaking with frustration, speaking with your emotion. You're not being logical, or you might even be logical, but no one is listening to you because you're raising your voice and everyone is going crazy and everything is clattering and clattering. And over time, the kids don't even understand. They don't even care they don't care about you guys' arguments anymore, because it's been a constant thing. It's a regular thing. Please don't raise your children in this kind of situation. It is chaotic. It is toxic. When you raise kids like this in these situations, they will never be the strongest and their best self. They will be as strong as your weakest self. Oh yeah, that's what I should have said earlier. Your children are as strong. Your children's strength is as strong as your weakest self. So if you are weak and acting completely distraught, completely helpless, that is actually the strength of your children. Do you think that the children that you're raising can face the world with that level of strength? Essentially without you. Because when you stay too long in a bad relationship, you're going to become, your health is going to become frail. It's going to be attacked. It's going to get affected. Because we are emotional beings. We always tend to like internalize our experiences. When you keep internalizing experiences, that's when you're always whining. That's when you're always like you're always whining, you're always irritated or irritable, you're always resentful of the other person or of everything around the person. It might even be the person's family, their friends, their co-workers. Everything is negative. You're so pessimistic. You become exceedingly easily stimulated or highly stimulated, that any little thing you get excessively stimulated. You're yelling, you're cranky, you're this, you're fighting everybody, you're fighting the air, you're fighting yourself, and you find yourself apologizing all the time. Listen, find something better and focus your energy. If it's going back to school, if it's learning a trade, if it's learning a skill, go learn how to sew, go learn how to make hair, go learn how to do makeup, go learn how to style, go learn how to, I don't care, go learn how to lay bricks, be a bricklayer. Challenge yourself to something is like totally out of your element. That's part of you being alive. Be able to do something that you have never done before, or that people don't even know you can do before. Like, for instance, I can beat the drum. I can beat the drum. I'm not the best drum beater, but I love to hear the sound of it, and I love to beat the drum. Anything and everything that you can do them. Find something that will fan your flame. Find something that will bring you to your happy place. Find something, an activity that will bring you joy, that will bring you peace, that will center your focus, right? That will help you to reset, to distress. Find something that will help you to unwind. Be about your own best self. And you ladies listening to me, go get a new hairdo. Change your body lotion. Change your cream. Get something that will lighten your skin. Don't bleach, but lighten up your complexion. Brighten up yourself. Get a new set of facial treatments. Face wash, face mask, what's the other one? Toner, face serum, body lotion, or rather face cream, night cream, day cream, sunscreen protection, all those things. Get all of them. Get smaller bottles. If you can't afford the big ones, get smaller bottles. Get quality ones. Use them. Get your nails done. If you like to wear short nails, wear them neat and nice and polished. If you like to make, get your manicure, pedicure, do some facial routine, facial treatment. Go to the spa if you can't do it at home. If you're, we're not good in everything. Get a new set of makeup, something simple, something that represents who you truly are on the inside. Do something that elevates your mood. Do something that, elevates your outlook. Stop dressing crazy at home. Wear something that makes you look demure. Wear something that makes you look happy, like intentional. Be intentional. Be about yourself. Okay? And for the men listening, I don't know how many men listen to me. My message is for every gender. You can send this to your brother who is struggling in a bad marriage or a bad situation. Maybe they will hear it from someone else that isn't you, and they will listen. We never know. We pick inspiration from everywhere and anywhere and from anyone. Might not be, when you're the constant voice, they may not listen, but when they hear another voice and the same story and the same advice, they might probably learn a thing or two. And if you're a guy listening to me, please send this across to your friends, your family, your woman, your female friends, anyone that you feel like you need to talk to, you need to help, or you have been looking for ways to talk to this person, but you're just not finding the right words or the right moment. Send this to them. Let them hear it from someone who has been there, done that, who is willing to help them as well, and get them out of that bad situation. All we need is to be better, right? All we need is to be better, because you're always going to grow. Your age is going to add one every year. Your life is going to evolve every minute, every year, every season, every week, every month. you cannot stop anything from happening. You can't stop your growth. You can't stop your I'm talking about growth in terms of age. You can't stop, your aging process. You can't stop anything, right? So all we can do is make it better, make it easier, make it more meaningful for the time that we have. And most importantly, to stay healthy, to stay strong, to stay happy, and to be whole, both emotionally, psychologically, and physically. And not only that, if we can do all of that all together, we are also evolving, we are also transforming, we are transmutating, and guess what? We can alchemize. You can alchemize. Take a chance at yourself, challenge yourself to be a better version of you. Leave that bad relationship. It's not good for you. Don't worry about what the title is. It might be marriage, it might be fiance, it might be anything. It might be baby daddy, it might be the only person I have in the world. My parents are late, every family member is gone and whatnot. Or I come from a polygamous family, nobody likes anybody. It's my village people and all of that. Yes. When you are alive, you can work on things that are broken, things that are messed up, things that are wounded. If you're not alive and you're not well, or you're always in and out of the hospital, how are you going to be able to do anything? Nothing, right? You need to be alive, you need to be well, you need to be strong, you need to be able to work on something yourself and the things that will bring you money, right? So take the leap of faith and take a risk, take a betting at yourself and take a risk at yourself, or how is it said again? Take a right or whatever. Take however you understand this, take a betting at yourself and listen, you will do better. Trust yourself, believe in your own progress and believe in your own success, and you shall succeed. Peace and love. Follow for more.